Hello everyone, we are NANSIG and today we're presenting our interview with Ms Erminia Albanese, exploring the life of a neurosurgeon.
So I decided to enter the medical school wanting to be a surgeon. And then during the medical school, I went to theatre, to different theatres, and I thought the neurosurgical one was my favourite one. So that's why I chose that one.
Okay. And was that, where did you go for medical school? Was that here or?
That was in Italy.
In Italy, okay.
Yeah.
And at the time, had you been considering any other specialties, or was that the first one that you really knew for certain?
That was the top one, but I was interested in vascular surgery as well.
Yeah.
And then during the neurosurgical training, I've been quite interested in neuroradiology, especially the interventional part of it. I went to a fellowship in the States, and in the States, neurosurgeons can actually perform endovascular procedures. So there's only a few centers here in UK where neurosurgeons do that. But personally, I was very interested in it, and I think it's a very valuable option.
And was that during your fellowship? So after you'd finished?
Yeah.
Okay.
During the fellowship, yeah.
Okay. And so throughout your career so far, what would you say has been a particularly memorable experience that you've had? Whether it's a patient or...
What, as a positive one or negative one?
A positive one, yeah.
A positive one.
Yeah.
Well, I think the most positive one so far has been getting the consultant job straight after my neuro-oncology fellowship. It was a bit of an unexpected result.
Right.
So yes, definitely that one.
I understand why that would be, yeah.
Yeah.
And sort of for anyone kind of considering neurosurgery in the future, what would you say is one of the most difficult parts of the job to kind of bear in mind going into it?
I've chosen to do neuro-oncology. So I think it has been quite difficult at times to try not to get too much into the cases emotionally. That can at times not drive you in the right direction.
Right.
So obviously we are human beings, and there's a huge component of our job that is driven by that, but exceeding can be wrong and can drive you literally in the wrong direction. So be a human being, but try not to get involved too much, basically.
Right. And how...
Yeah.
Has there been any strategies that have worked for you to be able to do that, to be able to sort of distance a little from the case? Or is it just you've just...
Yeah, no, not really, no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And just in terms of the pandemic right now, has this had any impact on the field? So in terms of admissions or any theatre time, has it changed anything?
Yeah, there's been huge changes. Fortunately, though, at least in neurosurgery and neuro-oncology surgery, we didn't have to make tough decisions that we were preparing to make. So we've been able to perform surgery for all the patients that needed surgery. We've been able to admit all the patients that needed an admission. But I think we've been quite lucky locally. I know in some other centres they have struggled quite a lot.
Really? In terms of having to change ward admissions? Or?
There has, yeah, as far as I know, COVID has had an impact on surgical strategies and surgical options. There's been a significant change in the oncological treatment. So I generally have joined clinics with the neuro-oncologists that I work with, and we've had to have completely different discussions with patients to try and explain to them that it was crucial to find the right balance between risks and benefits, and having to make changes in the chemotherapy protocols and in the radiotherapy protocols, especially for the young patients, has not been easy. But from a surgical point of view, we've not had to change much, at least in Stoke-on-Trent.
Okay, that's good. That's very good.
Yeah.
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 I hope it, yeah. And then in what ways do you see sort of the field changing in the future in terms of whether it's research or any new advancements that are exciting that are happening?
Well, in the West Midlands, we will be shortly reopening a very interesting project that is called Panel 500. It's Stoke is part of it, and it's about trying to identify through a genomic analysis potential new targets for therapies. It all started from the 100,000 Genomes Project, and we're now continuing. We're lucky in the West Midlands to be able to continue a similar type of project. But we've had to put everything on hold again because of COVID, but I think within the next few months we should be able to restart again.
That's really exciting, actually. I hadn't, yeah.
Very exciting, yeah, because it's about targeted therapies and it's about the molecular profile and a lot of immunohistochemistry testing and genomic analysis of the tumors themselves. So it's very exciting project, yeah.
So would it be specific to sort of recognizing the tumor markers and then an anti-genomic
yeah, basically targeted therapies depending on the profile of the tumor that might be different within the same type of tumors. Yeah.
Okay. No, that's very exciting, definitely.
Yeah.
And just finally, what advice would you give any medical student wanting to go into neurosurgery?
Sorry, what?
Any advice that you'd give any medical students who really are interested in neuro, what to do in the process or keep in mind?
Well, as a general rule, I think you need to choose what you love to do. It's not specific for neurosurgery, but I think that's extremely important.